All right, let's see if this is going. Ah, there we go. All right, cool. All right, let's wait for some more people to get in here. Okay, let's see. Let's check and see how the sound is doing. Let's wait for some more people to get in here. Okay, cool. It sounds good. All right, I sound decent. Let's what do you say we send this link around to some people? Link, get it? Copy. And let's paste that. All right. Okay, there's nobody in right now, which is fine because I literally just started. The Oracle of Ages. Choose your own adventure. Okie dokie. We got one person in. That is on Twitter now. Let's see here. Excuse me. Good lord. Oakley dokley. Let's see here. Where else can I throw this to? Maybe on Facebook. Jizz. Oakley dokley. All right, to the one person who is currently watching, if you are going to... Oh, let's see here. It's lazy. I don't recognize your username. I apologize. I apologize that I don't recognize your name. So let's see here. All right, so I've got something kind of cool. I found this in my garage. It is The Legend of Zelda, Choose Your Own Adventure, Oracle of Ages, Choose Your Own Adventure. I owned this when I was much younger, and I thought I'd lost it, but I guess it was in my garage somewhere. And I'm really, really happy that I found it. I was looking for light bulbs, and I decided, oh hey, there's some books up there. I wonder what's up there. And I reached up and I saw this, and I was like, oh my god, it's this thing. I was so excited. I had the Oracle of Seasons. I know I did, but I can't find it. But I found this one, which I'm really happy about because I really like this one. I always liked Nehru a bit more than Din anyway, just because I like water. I just like water in general. Okay, so you're an old subscriber. Oh, cool. Who dares? Awesome. Okay. All right. So, I guess I should start reading this. I know there's only two people here, but I'm excited. I don't want to wait anymore. I want to just read. I want to read this shit. God. Let's read the cover a little bit. It's the Game Boy Color. Wow, that's how old this is. You decide on the adventure. The Legend of Zelda, the Oracle of Ages. Winning tips and strategies inside. This is by Scholastic. That's how freaking old this is. I don't know if Scholastic is even still around anymore. Let's read the back. You decide on the adventure. Nothing can stand in the way of Link's quest to save the day, except maybe 400 years of time travel. Pack your bags and get ready for the trip of a lifetime. Remember, There's more than just one ending. You get to decide what happens every time you read the book. This was, wow, this was only like $4. I got this at a book fair. Um, I must have been, God, I must have been, I was in junior high probably when this came out, maybe even older than that. Maybe this was, man, this might have even go as far back as like when I was in elementary school. Why have I been gone for 4 months? Because I've been focusing on my voiceover career. I've been doing a lot of work there. I've been trying to get a better agent, and just focusing a lot on that. And also, I'm moved into, as you can see, I moved into a new place. If you've ever seen old video of my old place, I've been moving into my first house, which is really exciting. I've been dealing with some headaches in between, but it's fine. Things are going okay for me now, and I'm doing voiceover full time, so I really that's where all my creativity goes. Let's read a bit of the forward. If you have purchased this book without a cover, I didn't, you should be aware that this book is stolen property. It was reported as unsold and destroyed by the publisher, and neither the author nor the publisher has received any payment for this stripped book. No part of this publication, blah, 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 blah. The Legend of Zelda, The Oracle of Ages. Since The Legend of Zelda was released for the original Nintendo Entertainment System in 1987, the Zelda series has earned a reputation for delivering action-packed gameplay mixed with deep storylines and unforgettable characters. In The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, Varen, Sorceress of the Shadows, has possessed the body of Nehru, the Oracle of Ages, giving her the power to change the past. Link, the Hyrulean hero, must travel through time, exploring dungeons, collecting items, battling enemies, and conquering quests in order to defeat the evil Varen, rescue Nehru, and return Labrina to normal. How to use this book. This special book is more than just one story about Link and his adventures in the land of Labrina. You get to decide what happens every time you read this book. Start by reading the introduction. The introduction begins the story and introduces you to the main characters in the story. The next section of the book is titled Lena City. At the bottom of this page, you'll see a question and some choices, and you have the chance to make your first choice. Once you've made your choice, turn to the page shown with your choice to continue the story. As you read through the book, you'll make other choices until you reach one of the book's endings. That's the best part. There are several endings to this book. Some are good, but some of them are bad. Every time you read it, you can make a different set of choices and read a brand new story. One more thing before you turn the page. This book is based on the Game Boy Color game, The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Ages, so read carefully. You just might find some clues that will lead to secrets in the game. Good luck, and have fun adventuring with Link. This shit's awesome. This thing that's got some color pages to it too. Let's see what these color pages are. This book, by the way, is in like crazy good condition. Like, it must have been like put in my garage and just never touched, ever. Because like there is a little nick right there, but other than that, this book is in like such good shape. It's like almost like it's as good as like the day that I bought it. Like there's no age to. Oh, okay, there we go. 2001. I was 10 when this thing came out. Holy bocce balls. That's pretty crazy. Hold on, I need to check some on my phone real quick. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Ooh. Let's reblog this. Okay. So I'm gonna read this. I can't wait any longer. I've been streaming for 9 minutes. Introduction. One day, Link awoke to find himself in a strange forest. He walked through the woods. As he walked through the woods, he heard cries for help coming from a clearing ahead. Following the frightened voice, Link ran ahead to find several monsters surrounding a woman. As soon as the monsters saw Link, they disappeared. Link was shocked to see that the woman who had been under attack was Impa, Princess Zelda's loyal nurse. Impa told Link that she had come to Labrina to search for a singer.
Please, Link, won't you come help me look?
Impa asked as Link helped her to her feet. Even if Link hadn't known Impa, he would have helped, since he did know her. He quickly offered to help. As they searched, they came across a large stone with a strange symbol carved on it. Impa seemed afraid to touch the stone and stood back and watched as Link moved the stone. Deep in the forest, they finally found the singer. As they drew near, the singer, who called herself Nehru, asked Link to sit down and listen. Ralph, who was already listening to Nehru, glared jealously at Link. Enchanted by her music, Link listened as she sang. Suddenly, Impa laughed. Real quick, I'm going to see what Impa actually looks like, because I think there's a picture of her somewhere in here. There isn't. I thought there would be. Weird. Why isn't there a picture of Impa? There's a picture of Nehru. There's a picture of Bippin and Blossom? Bippin and... I don't remember these guys. There's no picture of Impa, so I'm just going to keep giving her
the old lady voice. I don't remember what she looks like in this game. She might be, just a young woman, but I might as well.
Impa laughed suddenly. Link was shocked to see Impa's face change and a shadow lift from her body. Before he could react, the shadow reached Nehru and flew right into her. There was a blinding light, and when Link's eyes recovered, he could see that Nehru was not the same. Her innocent face was twisted into an evil grin, and her voice was not the sweet voice that he had heard earlier. "I am Varen, sorceress of shadows," she said. I have made the power of Nehru, the Oracle of Ages, my own. Now I can travel freely through time, and nothing can stop me from creating an age of shadows." With that, Varen and Nehru vanished. As soon as Varen vanished, everything began to grow dark.
"Varen has gone to the past," said Impa. What she's done there has changed the world. Link, you have to find a way to stop her, or all of Labrina is doomed to shadows.
I don't think we'll need any more heroes with me around," said Ralph, as he ran off into the woods to find Nehru. Will Link be able to free Nehru from Varen's evil hold? It's all up to you. Make your choices wisely. The future and past of Labrina is in your hands. Turn to page 25. I've been a subscriber since this... Oh, the Super Mario Rock remix? I think I took that down a while ago, only because, it's just not, it's not up to, my current music quality. I'm not I wasn't super big on it, so I just kind of took it down. I apologize. If you want me to put it back up, I might, but if I do, I'll want to go back and maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? I might want to remaster it to be more actual, rock, because back then I just kind of did it in GarageBand with some weird synths, but now I have actual good software instruments now that I could do that with. So we'll see if there's a big enough call for that. I might. But for now, let's keep reading. So turn to page 25. Before I do that, I wanted to see. So they call this guy the Great Moblin. Now, I don't know about you, but to me that just straight up looks like Ganon. I'm assuming it is, but I also haven't played this game in forever, so maybe there is a Great Moblin that I just don't remember. Let's see here. Lina City. Or is it Lina? I don't know. As Link searched the clearing for clues, Impa touched his shoulder.
I have something for you that will aid you, Link.
She handed him a wooden sword, and Link swished it through the air. Link is talking. Link is talking. Thank you, Impa, said Link. This isn't as good as a blade. This isn't as good a blade as my own, but it will do.
Lena City is to the south. Maybe you should start there,
said Impa.
I'm going to rest here until I feel better. Being possessed by that foul creature has worn me out. Look for the Maku tree. She will help you find Nehru.
Link set off for the south. His path was blocked by some plants, but the wooden sword cut through them easily. Soon he reached the gates of the city. Soon he reached the gates of the city. Once inside the city, Link could see several buildings. I wonder where I should go first, thought Link. Which building should Link enter? The shop? The ring shop? The mayor's home? Or a nearby home? Let's see here. Well, I think the right thing to do would be to go to the mayor's home to be like, hey, where should I do? Where should I go? Is there anything that you need? Is there anything that I should do? So let's go there. Let's kind of keep our finger on, said the mayor. An hour later, Near the mayor's house, Link found a small cave. He went inside the cave and began exploring. At the north end of the cave, he found a set of stairs that led deep into the cave. I'm sure something important is down here, he thought. Link walked down the stairs. In the cavern at the bottom of the stairs, he was amazed to find a giant tree. As he approached it, the tree woke up and started speaking to him.
Greetings, she said. I am the Maku tree, guardian of the Oracle of Ages and all of Labyrinth. I have seen all that has taken place, and I'm worried about Nehru. If you know about Varen possessing her, then you must know that I've promised to rescue her and free Labyrinth from Varen's shadow curse, said Link. Yes, you are very brave, Link, said the tree. But you'll need much more than bravery to succeed in your quest. I have something to give you that will help you. The Maku tree stopped mid-sentence. Something is wrong, Link. I'm fading.
It was true. Link could see through the Maku tree.
Link, Varen has done something to me in the past. You must save me, said the disappearing tree.
Link was helpless to do anything but watch as the Maku tree became more and more transparent until she finally disappeared from sight. The Maku tree chamber shuddered, and the floor where the tree had been shattered. The entire room began to fall apart, as Link ran back up the stairs just before the entry collapsed. Just outside the doorway, Link saw a time portal swirling in midair. The time portal didn't take all his attention, however, because he could see Varen about to step through. Ralph was running behind her, but Link could tell that he wouldn't make it. He wouldn't get there in time to stop her. "Varen!" shouted Link, hoping she would turn and see him. Varen didn't seem to hear Link, and she stepped through the portal and vanished. With a quick glare at Link, Ralph stepped through after Varen. Link didn't hesitate. He had no idea how long the portal would stay active, so he quickly stepped through and vanished. Turn to page 51. Let's see if we can get some more people in here. Let's see. Let's retweet that, and then let's reblog this. All right. A blast from the past. As soon as Link stepped through the time portal, he could tell that things were different. The city was now a smaller village, and it was named Lena Village instead of Lena City. Link entered the town and spoke to several of the people he met on the streets. Nearly all of them had something to say about Queen Ambi's tower. It seems that she had most of the town working overtime to finish it. Link could see the mess from the construction. In fact, in some cases, it was blocking his way. The path to the Maku tree is blocked, said Link. I'll need something to dig it out. Where should Link go? The shooting range, the mayor's home, or to the west of town? Let's go back to the mayor's home, because let's meet this new mayor. See what's going on with her. Mailman's home. Link made his way through the streets of the town and decided to go and see what the current mayor had to say. When he came to the place where the mayor's home was in the future, he found a simple house. Inside, he talked to the mailman who lived there, but the man was too busy to say much, so Link left. Outside his door, Link talked to a woman who had a lot to say about Queen Ambi. She's going to ruin this town, the woman complained. That tower is all she cares about, and we've had just about enough of it. She went on, but Link had already decided he'd better check out this tower for himself. It sounds like it could be Varen's work, he thought, and so he set off to the west side of town to see what he could find out about the tower. 46. West of Lena City, which I guess is supposed to be Lena Village at this point. Link crossed the bridge on the west side of town, where he found a small shack instead of the farmer that lived there.
Here, take this Gasa seed, said the farmer. You can plant it in soft soil, and when it grows, you'll be able to harvest rings and other items from it.
Link took the seed and thanked the farmer.
Just don't plant it in the soil out front,
warned the farmer as Link left. Link walked south and then east, and he came to another shack near the river. Aldar, the former palace advisor, who no longer lived there, had plenty to say about Queen Ambi's obsession. Things got worse once the queen started listening to Nehru, Aldar said. Nehru? I knew that Varen was behind this tower, thought Link. Link talked to Aldar until he had heard all he had to say, and then he walked to the west and the south. And then the south to reach Ambi's tower. As Link entered the tower, several disgruntled workers walked past him. I've had enough of this, one said. My crops are going to waste in the fields while we work on her precious tower. Black Tower is more like it. Yes, mine too, the other answered. I just hope we get this finished soon before I'm completely ruined. Inside the tower, Link saw more villagers working on the tower. None of them seemed very happy. On the second level of the tower, he came across a man digging some holes. After talking to him a while, the man offered Link a shovel, assuming that he was here to work. This is just what I need to clear the path to the Maku tree, thought Link. He took the shovel and headed back to Lena City. Let me see where that message was from. There we go. All right, let's keep going. To page 10. Tree. When the path was clear, he entered the cave. Link was surprised to find that the cave was very different in the past. He had to navigate a very treacherous path to fight off a horde of geese or bats to reach the room with two doors. One of them was locked, and Link was sure this was the only way he needed to go. As he entered the door and fought his way to a switch on the floor, stepping on it made a small chest appear. Inside, Link found the key he needed. He returned to the locked door and opened it. After making his way through a maze of stone blocks, Link finally came to the stairs that led to the Maku tree. However, as soon as he entered the chamber, he could see that she was in trouble. Several moblins were tossing spears at her. Link rushed toward them, using his sword to block their spears, and saved the Maku tree, who was really just a sapling at this time. Let's go with a little kid voice because she's a sapling.
My hero,
said the tree.
Thank you for rescuing me. I'll have a gift for you when I grow up, and I'm going to marry you too.
Oh no, it's Rudo all over again. Link wasn't sure how to respond, so he grinned sheepishly and took the nearby steps down to the cave below. Inside the cave, he found another time portal, and he stepped inside to return to the future. When he arrived, Link went back up the stairs to see the Maku tree. She seemed to be over her ancient crush on Link. Most importantly, she was there again.
Link, you'll have to find the 8 essences if you have any hope of defeating Varen. You'll find the first one in the Yol graveyard to the east. Link turned to go, but the tree stopped him. Wait, you forgot my gift, the tree said. The Maku tree handed Link a satchel filled with ember seeds. Use them to burn through plants and other things that block your way. They also make good lights in dark areas, she said. Link thanked her and left the chamber.
Let's go through this real quick. Okie dokie. Turn to page 13. The Yol Graveyard. Link left Lena City and headed east. As he walked, the area began to get darker and spookier. Eventually, he came to the sign for the Yol Graveyard, but he didn't notice a way to get inside. Remembering his ember seeds, he used one of them to burn down the small tree next to the path. He was able to walk past the smoldering tree and enter the graveyard. I'm going to turn on a fan real quick. Oh, the fan is not plugged in, is it? Oops.
Oops, poops. Fan needs to be plugged in. Where's the plug for the fan? Meemaw, where's the plug to the fan? Where is it? I need to plug in this fan. I'm trying to get the grandma. Oh my goodness. I'm a dare give us crumbly.
Come on. Plug in, please. God, I hate this. There we go. All right. Oh, fan. Oh, that's way too loud, good lord. Link walked through the graveyard and turned south. A Poe, a guardian ghost, was standing near the entrance to the spirit's grave, but Link couldn't reach it yet. He passed some boys telling ghost stories about a dark and scary tomb below. South of the clearing where the boys were, Link used an ember seed to burn down a tree and reveal some stairs that led below. The room Link was in was very dark. He used his ember seeds to light them, and the graveyard key fell from the ceiling. There was nothing else to see in the chamber, so he went back upstairs and returned to the spirit's grave the Poe was guarding. With the new key, Link had no problem getting past the Poe and entering the crypt behind it. Turn to page 41. Hasn't been a ton of choices so far. The spirit's grave. In one of the first rooms of the dungeon, Link was faced with a puzzle. The door ahead was locked, but there was no keyhole. As he looked around the room, he saw a stone block on the floor. When he looked closely, he could see scratch marks on the floor near the multicolored block. Link pushed the block forward, and it fell open the blue door. The room beyond the next blocks to clear the way ahead. Soon, he came to a large room that was empty when he entered. As soon as he stepped inside, a giant genie and 3 small genies appeared. 3 of them at once, thought Link. I'd better take care of the little guys first, then try to get rid of the giant one. He moved in. That's so telling you, hey, this is what you got to do to beat this thing if you're playing the game. He moved in fast and swung his sword as hard and as fast as he could while avoiding their attacks. Once he had taken care of the mini-genies, Link took on the giant genie the same way. By staying on the move and pressing his attacks, Link quickly destroyed the creature. As soon as the giant genie was gone, a healing fairy appeared and healed Link's wounds. Convenient. A portal also appeared in the chamber. Before he stepped into the portal, Link decided to explore a bit more. In the west hall of the room was another door, and he entered it. Link's instincts paid off. After another stone block maze and a brief battle with several Stalfos, he came to 2 unlit torches. He lit them using ember seeds, and a new stairway appeared.
Downstairs, he found a power bracelet which would allow him to lift heavy things and smash vases that were in the way.
Like, seriously, where is the choice in this thing? Wow, dang, there's, like, still nothing. Like this book is, I mean, it's interesting, but there's, like, no choices yet.
Once Link had the power bracelet, he had no problem moving any vases in the way. Using it made exploring the dungeon easier, and it didn't take him long to find the boss key, the key that would open the final door in the dungeon. He found the door not far from where he found the power bracelet, and he unlocked the door and stepped through. Link found himself in a large room, where he was immediately attacked by a strange creature. Pumpkinhead looked like a man, but it had a jack-o'-lantern for a head. As scary as that was, it also spat fireballs at Link that he was barely able to dodge. Pumpkinhead's other attack was a running jump. Link knew that he had to stay as far away from it as possible. I'll bet the power bracelet I just found will take care of him, thought Link. He rushed toward Pumpkinhead, hitting him with the sword before he could react. Link was surprised that the freakish head fell off, but he used the power bracelet to scoop it up and throw it. Link did this twice, and the Pumpkinhead was destroyed. Once Pumpkinhead was history, Link walked through the door to the north and collected the first essence, the Eternal Spirit.
It's weird. This, like, strangely reads like a CDI Zelda game, almost. But, like, oh my god, my hair. But, like, good, but, I mean, still. Goodness gracious, there's still no choices. Like, see? No choices yet. Just like, where is everything? Alright, let's see here. Excuse me.
Link left the dungeon and returned to the graveyard above. Just then, a shadow appeared on the ground, and Link barely had time to brace himself before he was knocked to the ground. Lying on the ground near him was a girl who had been flying on a broom.
Oh, this must be Maple.
Hey, she shouted as she straightened her hat. Watch it! I'm Maple, Syrup the Witch's apprentice. You better have a good explanation for getting in my way.
Link was dusting himself off. He picked up his pack and saw many of his items, including his rupees, were on the ground.
Ooh, you have nice stuff, said Maple. I think I'll take it all to pay you back for running into me.
Maple jumped up and began picking up Link's items. Link pushed her away and started grabbing things and stuffing them into his pack. When everything had been put away, Maple was not happy.
You took some of my things, she shouted. Just wait until next time, hero boy. I'll get what's mine.
With that, Maple flew away, barely missing a tree. Before Link left the area, he remembered the trapped Poe nearby. With the power bracelet, he was able to free it and push its headstone out of the way. This revealed the Poe's tomb. Once Link cleared the way, the Poe could go to the afterlife. Before it left, the Poe gave Link the Poe clock. Link wasn't sure what to do with it, but he tucked it into his pack anyway.
Page 60. Let's give me... Yay, there's actually choices here. All right.
Page 60, the Harp of Ages. Link made a quick return to the town, where he bought a small shield with the rupees he'd gained from Maple. West of town, he entered the forest. The forest was crawling with Octoroks. I wonder how they taste. But Link handled them easily with his sword. As he traveled through the forest, Link came to a large clearing with a huge tree in the center. Three fairies appeared and asked Link to play hide-and-seek with them. Link would have refused, but he quickly found that he couldn't leave the area. The fairies had jumbled the forest, and he'd have to win the game to get free. Link didn't have time to play this game, so he cheated. He watched from the edge of the clearing, where he could see the fairies hide. Then he returned and caught them one by one. When he had found all three, the fairies returned the forest to normal, and Link could continue. East of the fairy clearing, Link found a cave that was blocked by a rock with a sign above it.
Warning, do not move this rock.
Of course, Link decided to move the rock anyway. The ground shook, and the cave entrance crumbled and collapsed.
That didn't work out well,
said Link. Just then, the Maku tree spoke to Link.
Link,
Go to Nehru's house to the northeast. There's an item there that will help you here. Link did as the tree instructed. He found Nehru's house, where he discovered the Harp of Ages behind a secret statue. Once he had the harp, he discovered that it would allow him to open a time portal to the past. What should Link do next? Return to the crumbled cave, or use the Harp of Ages? I think we should use the Harp of Ages. But I'm going to press the save state button. I want to see what happens. Page 18. Okay. Page 18. Battle. Link decided to return to the crumpled cave, so he set out across the forest again. Things were going fine when suddenly he came to a clearing that was swarming with Octoroks. Before Link could draw his sword, the Octoroks had surrounded him and knocked him to the ground. As he lost consciousness, Link could only think about poor Nehru and his failure to save her. The end. You've reached one of the worst possible endings of this story. Care to try again? Let's reload that save state and go to page 50. So that's basically the "you got eaten by a grue." Queen Ombi. Link didn't waste any time. As soon as he stepped outside Nehru's house, he used the Harp of Ages to open a time portal to the past and stepped through. Once he was in the past, Link began exploring the forest again. Eventually, he came to a clearing with a strange tree in the center. This reminds me of that Ember Seed tree back in Lena City, he thought. As he approached the tree, he could see some mystery seeds growing on it. Near the tree, Link saw a statue of an owl. Acting on instinct, Link placed one of the mystery seeds on the owl, and it spoke to him. "Behold! Greetings! Be sure to feed me mystery seeds, and I'll tell you all that I know," said the statue. I'll have to remember that if I see any more owl statues, thought Link. With his satchel full of mystery seeds, he continued searching the forest. As he walked, a Queen's soldier ran up to him. We must go to the Queen immediately. She needs your mystery seeds." The soldier escorted Link straight to Queen Ombi. The Queen thanked Link for bringing her the seeds and took all that he had. In exchange, she gave him some bombs. As he left, Link found out that Queen Ombi was actually Varen, who wanted to use the mystery seeds for her own reasons. He couldn't stop Varen yet, so Link returned to the crumbled cave and used one of the bombs to open it. This revealed the Wing Dungeon. As soon as the dust settled, Link stepped inside to continue his adventure. Is it actually going to be an adventure now? It is not. As soon as he entered the dungeon, Link saw one of the owl statues. He placed a mystery seed on it and was rewarded with advice. Good defense is the best offense against spikes. In the next room, Link found out what that meant as he faced several spiked beetles. Using his shield, his defense, Link caused the beetles to cover up, and then he could hit them with his sword. Link made his way deeper into the dungeon, but he came to a dead end. There was no way out of the room, but he knew that there must be something he could do. A quick search revealed a crack in the wall. Link used one of Queen Ombi's bombs to blast a hole in the wall and continue. I apologize. He came to another dead end shortly, but he used another bomb on the crack in the wall and was quickly on his way. Man, still no choices. We had the one kind of major choice and some minor choices, but nothing in the actual dungeons. Let's reblog this real quick. Do retweet, and let's retweet it again. Alright, it is freaking hot in this room. Holy crud. Cruddle. It is hot. Alright, let's see here. Alright. Page 27. Not far from the cracked wall, Link came across an underground railroad. He climbed into one of the mine carts and rolled it along the tracks. When he reached the end of the line, Link got out and headed north. In the next chamber, Link was attacked by a swoop, a flying menace that attacked him by dropping him from above. When Swoop attacked, it knocked holes in the floor. Link avoided the holes and hacked at Swoop with his sword whenever it landed. He found that he could watch for Swoop's shadow to see where it was going to land, then attack it before it flew off again. He repeated this until Swoop was destroyed, which caused a healing fairy and a portal to the beginning of the dungeon to appear. Instead of using the portal, Link kept exploring, going deeper into the dungeon. Along the way, he came across a useful item, the Roc's Feather, which allowed him to jump over holes instead of going around them. Using a combination of the Roc's Feather and his puzzle-solving ability, Link was able to solve the rest of the dungeon's puzzles, locate the boss key, and use it to enter the final chamber of the dungeon. Turn to page 56. Am I going to get a choice? Am I going to get a choice? Am I going to get a choice? I'm not. Battle Head Thwomp. This must be a Mario thing, a Mario enemy cameo. It's weird. Green, red, purple. Link quickly discovered the only way to hurt the Head Thwomp was to stand on the ladder and toss a... Hey, there's some choices. Moonlit Grotto. Once Link had the ancient wood, the Maku tree told him to seek the next essence in the Moonlit Grotto. Near the graveyard, Link came across Moosh, a giant blue bear that was being tortured. Link saved him. After Link saved him, Moosh offered to help Link. Link discovered that if he rode on Moosh's back, he could easily cross pits and other obstacles. This made it much easier for him to reach the Moonlit Grotto. In the first room of the grotto, Link saw several cracked stone blocks, and he used the bomb on them, and this freed one of the blocks. Pushing the block revealed a doorway, and Link quickly entered it. Exploring the area, battling the creatures that were waiting to ambush him. He explored the area, battling the creatures that were waiting to ambush him, until he came to a chamber with a blue crystal inside. What should Link do? Hit the crystal with his sword, or leave the room? I'm going to guess hit the crystal with the sword is what it wants me to do. Aha! Link was about to hit the crystal with his sword when he saw something across the room. It was an owl statue. Reaching into his pouch, Link dropped a mystery seed on the statue, and it immediately came to life. The four crystals tie it all together, the statue said. Link waited for more, but that was it. Shrugging his shoulders, Link faced the crystal again and hit it with his sword. As soon as he hit it, it disintegrated, and he heard a loud sound somewhere else in the dungeon. He left the room and climbed the stairs to the north. Inside the chamber, he found a huge wheel in the middle of the floor. There were 3 paths that led away from the wheel, and Link could tell he'd have to ride the wheel to reach all of them. He had to start somewhere, so Link chose the path on the right first. Let me choose one. 19. Link followed the right path and began searching for the other crystals that were tied to the first one. He found the next crystal at the center of a huge puzzle maze. It took him several tries, but he was able to push the blocks aside and reach the crystal in the center. As he destroyed it with his sword, he heard the same sound again. In the puzzle maze, Link also found a small key that he tucked into his pack to use for later. Link found the next crystal in a room with a conveyor belt running across it. The crystal was in a protected alcove, so Link couldn't use his sword to destroy it. Instead, he placed a bomb on the conveyor belt and blew it up just under the crystal, destroying it. Unfortunately, this unleashed a dormant soldier, but Link was able to finish it off quickly and continue his search. The next crystal was located across a pit in a nearby chamber, and Link reached it by going downstairs and coming up on the opposite side of the pit. When he smashed the final crystal, another path near the rotating wheel opened. Link returned to the wheel and rode it around until he could enter the passage. Once Link found the final crystal, he had to hit it with his seed shooter since there was no other way to reach it. Once it was destroyed, he heard a tremendous crash, and he discovered that the spinning wheel was gone, revealing a chest with Gasha seeds inside. Number 16. Oh my god, there's no choices.
I like this book. It's cute, and it's clearly made for, like, really, really young kids. But there's no choices in a choose-your-own adventure.
Subterror. Link dropped onto the fallen wheel, and it took him to another path. He had to get creative to light the torches that flanked the door across the pit ahead. He bounced the ember seeds off the blocks on his side of the pit, and they bounced across to light torches. He was then able to leave the room and enter the next chamber, where he came face to face with Subterror. Subterror was a ruthless mole-like creature that attacked from underground whenever possible, surfacing to destroy its prey with a mighty drill. Link could spot its path around the room because it pushed a huge mound of dirt in front of it. Instead of letting Subterror choose when to attack, he hit the mound of dirt with his shovel, causing the mole to pop out of the ground. While it was confused, Link hit it with his sword several times. He had to repeat this several times, because video games. Eventually, Subterror went down, and stayed down. A portal appeared ahead along with a healing fairy, and Link left the room through the west exit.
This reads like a video game, which is good, but at the other hand, I'm just like,
Choices. Thank you. Actual, honest-to-goodness choices.
let's see here. Let's see.
Okie dokie. Into the shadows. After leaving the room where he defeated the Subterror, Link easily found another key. However, as soon as he entered a room that was nothing like anything he'd seen before. He soon entered a room that was nothing like he'd seen before. The room had a large pit on one side with some propeller blades across the middle. He could also see, but not reach, a small green switch across the pit. Link looked at the puzzle for a while. It was obvious that to keep going, he had to hit the green switch somehow. I might be the switch. I might be able to jump to it, but I wonder if there's another way. Let's look for another way. Let's go around. Aha! Link did. You know what? I'm gonna see what that was. I'm gonna see what this. Yeah. Yeah. It basically just says that he falls into the pit. His last thought was that he'd failed, and the people of the land were doomed to live their lives under Varen's shadow. You've reached one of the worst possible endings of this story. Care to try again? All right, let's see here. That's right. I already did that. So, okay. Switch hitter. Link didn't think he could make the jump to the green switch. So he studied the puzzle for a while and came up with an idea. If I turn those propellers, I think I could bounce a seed through. This left a small gap between them that pointed right at the switch. With a well-aimed seed shot, Link was able to send one through the gap, hitting the green switch and opening the locked door ahead. The next room had the same sort of puzzle, only this time there was a crystal ball that Link had to hit to extend the moving bridge. From the end of the bridge, he bounced a seed into a propeller that was blocking a switch, and it moved so he could shoot a seed past it to trip the switch. This extended another walkway, and he was able to make his way across the pit. Turn to page 29. 29. There's no choices in this page. Shadow Hag. Who is texting me right now? Oh, snaps. Okay. After a few more propeller puzzles, Link found his way to the final chamber of the dungeon. Inside, the Shadow Hag waited for him. The Shadow Hag was a horrible creature with two primary attacks. Her first attack was to split into 4 smaller shadows, and her second attack was to rush Link once she had reformed. Link didn't try fighting the mini-shadows. Instead, he stayed away from them when the Shadow Hag was in that form. He saw his chance when she was trying to reform, and he rushed in to hit the butterfly-like creatures she used as a distraction. Excuse me. Link turned to face the reforming Shadow Hag, but as soon as he saw her, she became a shadow again. so I can't face her, but I have to hit her while she thinks I'm busy with these butterflies, thought Link. He quickly came up with an idea to defeat the Shadow Hag. Link waited until she was reforming again. Then he bounced a seed off the wall to the north. As the Shadow Hag charged him, she ran right into the seed. Link stepped aside and she crashed into the wall. This returned her to her other form, and Link had to do it all over again. It took 4 times to finally destroy her. That's one dumb hag. And Link was exhausted from dodging her attacks by the time the battle was over. Once the Shadow Hag was gone, Link picked up the echoing howl that she left behind, and he left the dungeon. Page 48. 48. 48.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see. All right.
Ahem.
Link left the dungeon, but he had a problem. There was no way to cross the water and return to Lena's city. Link walked to the coastline and began looking for a way across. He came across some Tokay arguing over a water going Dodongo they'd found near the shore. When Link approached, the Tokay offered to sell the Dodongo to Link for some seeds. He gave them ember seeds, which they promptly swallowed, and then ran off screaming. Chuckling to himself, Link talked to the Dodongo. He was surprised when it told him that his name was Dimitri. "Can you take me across the water, Dimitri?"
"Yes, I'd be happy to. You saved me from those 2 who were talking about eating me."
Link climbed onto... I'll give it a cuter voice.
Yes, and I'll be happy to. You saved me from those 2 who were talking about eating me.
Link climbed onto the Dodongo, and it swam across the water until Link reached the opposite shore. Once he was on dry land again, Link thanked Dimitri and headed for Lena City. Link made his way back to Lena City and headed west to explore an area that he hadn't before. He stood on a platform over the river and looked at the business across from him, using an ember seed in his seed shooter to burn a small tree on the other side. This revealed a switch, and he used another seed to trip the switch and lower a drawbridge so he could cross over. Eventually, he came to a bridge that was under construction, but no one was working the bridge. The foreman was angry and told Link that the 3 workers who were supposed to be working on the bridge were gone. Normally, Link wouldn't have gotten involved in a labor dispute, but he had to cross the bridge, so he needed those workers to get busy. "I'll help you find them," said Link, and left to hunt down the missing workers. As he was exploring, Link came across Moosh, the blue bear again. This time, Moosh gave Link a flute.
"You can call me anytime you need me,"
Moosh told Link. Link thanked him, and together they looked for the missing workers. Missing workers. There's that big blue guy again. Link began his search, but the area was covered with holes in the ground. He had to ride Moosh most of the time, which allowed him to cross the holes. He found the first worker not far from the bridge and convinced the man to return to work. The next worker was asleep next to one of the pits. Link woke him up, and he agreed to go back to work. The final worker was in a very hard-to-reach spot. Link had to hover over the pits on Moosh's back to reach the one spot near him. All 3 workers returned to finish the bridge after Link talked to them, and they quickly completed the work. Link was able to cross the bridge and continue his adventure. But I want it to be our adventure. You know,
okay, so this page basically it's talking about in order to search for the essences, he has to do a bunch of trading, I guess. Let's see. He traded. Wow, that's a lot of shit. Okay. Wow, he goes all over the place. Link learned to trust the monster. Okay. Page 8. All right. Saving Nehru outside the palace. Wait, is that it? Wait, no. Are we seriously almost done? Because there was some stuff that I didn't get to do. Okay, that's fine. Saving Nehru outside the palace. Link couldn't just knock on Queen Ambi's palace door and ask where Nehru was, so he had to find a way inside.
As he walked around the palace, he entered the gardens. There might be a way inside here, he thought. Link searched the area carefully. He avoided the guards as he explored the gardens, and he found something strange. In each of the 4 corners of the gardens, he found a switch on the ground. He stepped on each of them, being careful to hide from any guards that came along. When all 4 switches had been pressed, Link saw a secret passage open near a line of statues. He entered the passage and went down a set of stairs into a deep pool. Link dove in and swam west beneath the palace. He surfaced once he was inside and made his way up to the stairs to the central foyer of the palace. He could see several guards talking near the entrance to the rest of the palace, as well as another door to the east. What should Link do? Try to sneak past the guards and enter the door behind them, or enter the door to the east? I'm going to say we should enter the door to the east, I believe. Ooh, okay. Rather than risk being seen by the guards, Link carefully made his way on the door to the east side of the palace foyer and slipped inside. He passed through several areas and worked his way upstairs. A single guard was patrolling the hallway, so Link stayed out of sight and followed him. The guard almost spotted him a few times, but eventually he led Link to a small garden. Link searched the plants here for helpful items, and he entered the chamber to the north. Varen, who was still in possession of Nehru's body, was waiting for him. Before Link could say anything, she attacked him. An evil fireball appeared above his head, and it sent out flames that Link knew would destroy him if they got too close. As Link dodged Varen's attacks, he wondered how to fight her. If I hurt her, then I'm actually hurting Nehru's body. I can't do that. Suddenly, he had an idea. He reached into his pack and loaded a mystery seed into his sling. He let it fly at Varen. Immediately, Nehru was free from her. Link quickly used his switch hook to switch places with Varen. As she closed in for the attack, Link hit her over and over again with his sword. Link repeated this set of attacks 3 times. After the 3rd time, Varen gave up. Just when Link thought he'd won, Queen Ambi entered the chamber. Seeing her chance, Varen possessed the queen. Nehru barely managed to cast a spell that would take Link and her away before Ambi Varen would attack. Link and Nehru appeared at the Maku tree. "Link," said Nehru, "Varen is still in the past. We need you to bring an end to her treachery once and for all." The Maku tree spoke up. "The tune of ages will make your travels simpler. Just play it when you want to flip from past to present, or present to past without any time portals." Now that Link had rescued Nehru, he had to find the 2 remaining essences in order to enter Varen's Black Tower. All right, let's see here. We got 2 more of these. I've been going for over an hour now. So let's do Jabu Jabu's belly and then just skip to the end. Okay. The Maku tree told Link that the next essence would be found inside a giant fish. To reach the fish and find the essence, Link had to travel to the rolling sea and swim deep underwater. After meeting the king of the past age, and the king of the present age, Link found out that the water had been poisoned. Link solved the problem by rescuing the fairy that could cleanse the seas from her prison. The king made Link a hero and granted him his wish to see Jabu Jabu, the giant whale. "I sense one of the essences inside Jabu Jabu," said the Maku tree. Link approached the great whale and entered its mouth to begin his search. Time to get vored by a whale. Jabu Jabu's belly, the anglerfish. One of the first things he had to do once he was inside the whale was drain the water from one area so he could cross to another. So basically make the whale pee. Link did this by making his way through a maze of rooms until he uncovered a switch that would move the water for him. He had to make use of his switch hook several times in order to get across some areas. But soon he reached a strange room with a very big anglerfish inside. The anglerfish moved around its chamber very quickly and released bubbles that would harm Link if they touched him. Link outwitted the fish Link outwitted the fish by using sense seeds, then hitting him while it lay helpless on the bottom. He kept this up until the fish sank for good. Oh, that's a little dark. Immediately, a ladder extended down into a room below, and Link climbed down to retrieve the long hook. It was just like his switch hook, only much longer. Now he'd be able to reach things that were farther away. Turn to page 32. Jabu Jabu Plasmarine. After he defeated the anglerfish, Link used the red button he had found earlier to change the water levels again. This let him reach another part of Jabu Jabu, where he found the key that would open the final door of the dungeon. Before he entered to fight the final boss, Link made sure he had plenty of health and seeds. Who keeps messaging me? Okay. Then he unlocked the door and went to confront whatever was on the other side. The final creature in this dungeon was like nothing he'd ever seen. It was a huge, shapeless gel creature called a Plasmarine. As soon as he saw Link, the Plasmarine started spitting fireballs at him. Link dodged them while he looked for an opening. To his amazement, Link found that the Plasmarine seemed to be immune to his weapons. However, Link knew it could be destroyed. He kept dodging its attacks, and suddenly he had an idea. Link waited until the Plasmarine had spit a fireball at him. Then he used the long hook to switch places with the creature. Its own fireball slammed into it, and it shuddered in pain. Link knew he could finish it off. It took 6 tries to destroy, but Link stayed with it until the Plasmarine was history. His reward was waiting in the next chamber. Hit the next essence, Rolling Sea. Link took it from its resting place and made his way out of Jabu Jabu's belly. Now, did he go out the front? Or did he go out the butt? Let's see here. If you've not completed the Ancient Tomb, turn to page 28. If you've completed the Ancient Tomb, turn to page 42. On one hand, I want to get as much of this done as possible. On the other hand, I have the Game Shark, which means that I can skip to the end. As soon as Link found all the essences, the Maku tree called Link to turn to Laika City in the present age. Once he arrived, the tree gave him a massive Maku seed. "With this seed, you can enter Varen's Black Tower," she said. She wished Link good luck and watched as he disappeared into the past age to fight Varen for the final time. When Link arrived at the Black Tower, things got confusing. The first room was a maze of staircases. It seemed like Link would never figure out which staircase to take, but he finally found his way. The higher he went, the more enemies he faced. At the top of the tower, Link faced a room full of stairs. He found that all but one of them led to a room full of enemies. Through trial and error, he discovered that the correct set of stairs was in the southeast corner. The second set of stairs took him to the right, took him to Varen. Link was surprised that Ralph had beaten him to the roof. However, Ralph was in trouble because Varen was about to destroy him. As soon as Varen saw Link, she freed Ralph so she could concentrate on Link. The battle began. Link used the same strategy on Varen that he had used to save Nehrum. He tossed a mystery seed at her, used his switch hook, then hit her with his sword. This saved Ambi and banished Varen. Ambi ran from the tower, and Link prepared to face Varen alone. Varen's next form looked like a giant insect, and she had a swarm of Link clones that mirrored Link's moves. Link defeated the clones by pushing them together, which made them easier to avoid. He used his spin attack to damage Varen as he ran by her. It took 6 tries, but he won the battle. Link thought it was over. Then a giant hand pulled him back inside. Varen wasn't through with him yet. Varen had dropped all illusion of being human. At first, she appeared as a giant beetle that leaped in the air and came crashing down, crushing anything in her path. Link quickly found the weakness of this form, though. When she landed, Varen stuck her face out, and Link could hit her repeatedly until it jumped again. Varen could switch between the other 2 forms, a spider and a bee. Whenever Link nearly had her down. Okay. So basically, she switches between the forms whenever Link almost defeats her. Okay. Link used bombs to force her spider form to show its true face. Then he used sword attacks. In her bee form, Varen swarmed Link, forcing him to battle. He used his seed shooter and his sword to keep up the attack. Varen began to cycle between her final forms more quickly. Link pressed his attacks. With one final blow, Varen disintegrated. The Black Tower began to collapse. Link found himself transported to the Maku Tree before the tower could destroy him. The Maku Tree and Nehru thanked him for his help, and they put up a statue in his honor. Link was a hero once again, and the land was safe from Varen's evil schemes. Nehru launched into a song of celebration, and the people of Lena City gathered around, celebrating their freedom from Varen. The end. Good job. You've defeated Varen and freed the land from her plot. Be sure to read this book again and make different choices.
I mean, are there any other good endings to this game? Because it says there's some good endings, some bad endings. Let's go through. Let's see what we missed. Let's see, the crystals did that one. The Makusaka thing did that one. Ancient Tomb, we skipped that one, but it's just a giant Stalfos. See here, Subterror Shooting Range did that. Varen Round 1 did that. Leap of Faith was one of the deaths. The Ring Shop, the Giant Genie. The Moonlit Grotto. Swoop. The Ancient Tomb, the Shadow Hag. Search for the essences. There's these cool pictures again. Oh, there's that witch that was heckling us earlier, and then Bippin and Blossom. Didn't meet Bippin and Blossom. Never met them. There's what Varen looks like. She looks rather boobed. There's Nehru. She's my favorite. I love Nehru. She's cool. And there's what Link looks like in this game. Classic Link to the Past Link. There's this racist caricature. This guy named Vasu. We didn't meet him. Let's see here. The Missing Worker, the Wing Dungeon, the Switch Hitter. We did most of these. Spirit's Grave, Varen's Defeat. We did that one. Palace Battle. Oh, okay, that was one of the bad endings. Met Dimitri, the shop. We didn't go there. Let's see here. Okay, we don't know who that shopkeeper is. Don't know who Queen. Let's see here. Blast from the Past. Did we do this one? Yeah, no, we did this one. Bippin and Blossom.
Link noticed a small house near the center of the village. He wasn't sure where to find the Maku Tree, so he knocked on the door to get directions.
"Hello," said the woman who knocked on the door. "Please come in."
Link entered the house. Inside, he noticed a man bending over a cradle in the corner.
"Welcome, stranger," the man said. "Why don't you come in and warm yourself by the fire?"
The man lifted a tiny bundle from the crib. Link could see a baby face peeking out. Link introduced himself and found out that their names were Bippin and Blossom. When he asked what the baby's name was, the parents looked at each other, then sheepishly shrugged at Link.
"We haven't named him yet," Bippin said. "Finding the right name is hard." Perhaps you can help us think of a name for him?"
asked Blossom hopefully. Put on the spot, Link thought for a moment and said, "Why don't you name Bipsum after both of you?" The parents smiled.
"That's a wonderful idea, Link. Bipsum he shall be."
Link felt like he was intruding, so he declined their offer to spend the night. Bippin showed him to the door, clapping him on the back.
"Thanks for your help with Bipsum's name, Link. We'll never forget you, nor shall he."
With that, Link left the house to finish exploring the village.
Let's see here. Boss battle head Thwomp. Let's see here. Is that it? That's it. Okay. Hold on. I gotta read this intro again. Let's see here. That's the best part. There are several endings to this book. Some are good, but some are very bad. There was only one good ending. And a couple of bad endings, but there were really not a lot of choices in this game. Look out for the next book in the Game Boy Advance series, Wario Land.
Join Mario's arch rival on his quest to find a golden pyramid. I wonder how that one was. I never owned that one. But yeah, so that was The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages Choose Your Own Adventure. It was certainly interesting. It's definitely intended for really, really, really young kids. Like, gosh, like I was probably 10 when this book came out. 2001, yeah. It would have been 10 then. But yeah, it's clearly intended for like little kids. I would say that 10, probably about the right age. I'd even say that maybe like maybe 7 or 8 maybe. Although probably between 8 and 10, probably the right age for these kids to read this. I definitely would have been too old to read it in junior high, so I don't think that I read it then. I must have been really young. But yeah, it's cute. It's definitely Zelda. I enjoyed reading it. If you can find it, maybe read it for yourself. But you've already listened to me read it, so I mean, why would you? But yeah, I think that's pretty neat. And thank y'all for joining me in reading this, and I will see you some other time, and I might try to play some games soon. For now, tomorrow turn into Squiggly Dig's YouTube channel, because we've got the music video for Welcome Home finally dropping tomorrow. I'm excited for you guys to see that. I did the sound design for it. I did some I mixed the vocals I mixed part of the song. It was kind of a collaboration with another artist, but I mostly mixed the vocals, and the other artist mostly mixed well, not mostly, but he completely mixed the instrumental. Gabe did a really good job on that. And Haley, her fucking voice is just phenomenal. She killed it. You guys are gonna love it, especially if you like Bending the Ink Machine. And even if you don't enjoy Bending the Ink Machine, it's just a good song. It's like her first like really original song, and she knocked it out of the freaking park. She did such a good job with it. I'm so proud of her. I'm proud of the work that everybody put into that. The music video itself is really neat. It's a really cool combination of CG animation with 2D vocal flaps, actually. And I'm excited for you to see that. And oh yeah, I play Henry. That's what I do. I play Henry in that. So that'll be really like coming back to playing Henry after, however long. I played it on YouTube, on Haley's YouTube channel. But I hope that you all have fun watching that tomorrow. I'm definitely going to watch it about a billion times. Yeah, I'll see you on my next live stream. I want to try to play a game on my next live stream. I want to try and play either Doom or A Hat in Time. I own Doom. I just haven't downloaded it yet. It's a big game. I need to make sure that my computer can run it before I stream it. And I just, I want to make sure that, it can be fun for you guys too. And I know that game's going to be fun. It's Doom. How can it not be fun? I love Doom. I've never played this one, though. I played the original. Or I could play A Hat in Time, which I have been meaning to play for actually probably longer than I've been meaning to play Doom. I've heard that game is really fun. I like the music. I've been listening to You're All Bad Guys, like, on loop for the last few days. I just can't get that song out of my friggin' head. But until that next stream, I hope that you all have a great day. And, yeah, peace.